Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 9 of the final season of Supergirl. Last week's episode saw Kara and gang kind of reuniting, celebrating a return, and her father kind of discovering kind of the blights of Earth, the chaos of like what is going on in today's age, you know, with the pollution, with climate change and all that stuff. And he's like, holy crap, he's getting like PTSD flashbacks of Krypton and Nam all at the same time, and he's just like, no, we got to stop this. This is exactly what happened before we hit a point of no return over at Krypton. They didn't listen to us there. We could stop it here. And he goes down this little journey of like, you know, trying to, in a way, kind of redeem himself for feeling like he failed Krypton and not succeeding in saving it. So he goes the extra mile and a little too deep down this rabbit hole to try to save Earth in his own kind of ways, trying to save Krypton by saving Earth. Even at one point calling Earth Krypton by a slip of the tongue. And he gets a little out of hand. The machine he creates, or he alters the... What's his face? I can't remember. I can't remember the droid's name from the Fortress of Solitude. He adapts it to help clean up the Earth's oceans. And with the technology that he integrated into it, along with a lot of wreckage from a crashed Lex Luthor satellite, mixes all together and corrupts the darn thing and turns it into a giant trash monster. Yeah, that happened. It was still kind of entertaining. I like the episode in general. Maybe not so much the giant trash monster plot, but I like the character interactions. I like the moments with the father trying to figure out, you know, how he can help, trying to make up and atone for what he feels like his failures were of his own past for his own people, and trying to give his daughter this better life by making sure that that doesn't happen for her. There's a lot of nice little tones, themes, and things played around within it, even away from the Power Rangers-ness of the villain of that episode. I still quite enjoyed it. Lena is going off to go to where she was born to try to learn more about her biological mother. Curious, see where that goes. Nia is still continuing to struggle with this whole mourning of her mother, this absence of her mother, this struggle she's having with her gifts that she's still trying to figure out. And again, I think seeing Kara reunited with both of her parents, who she thought was originally dead, is just gotta be weighing heavy on her heart. And you can tell in the conversation as she's kind of created this bond over that pain with Lena over the past couple of episodes. And I think she also is like, she's happy for Lena, but I think she's seeing that as another bit of a distancing that's kind of gonna leave a little bit of pain in there as well. But we'll see where that whole thing goes. Brandon needs to get in there and get some sympathy cuddles in there. Come on. We got people feel good, feel better. Help her through it. Because I don't like seeing Nia sad. That's all I gotta say. I don't like seeing any of these characters sad. The little moments with Kara's PTSD I thought was really well done. Like her still dealing with the trauma of being in the Phantom Zone. I liked those elements. I like how she was trying to avoid it and then she just confronted it. The moments between her and her sister were fairly well done, I think. Like all the character beats in the episode I thought were really, really strong, outside of that main plot with the trash. But that all being said, I'm excited to see where things go in this episode. Kind of see, we didn't get really a setup for what might be happening in the next episode. At least I can't remember if we did. So I'm curious to see where it goes from here. Remember guys, if you want to check out the full-length unedited reaction watch along, you can check that out over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, gets you access to that as well. It just helps support the channel so I can try to get more content out to you guys. I'm working on getting an editor. So that's how you can help push things along. That all being said, let's go ahead and dive into this episode. Here we go. We got a dream. We got an owl. The hell? What the hell's Nixley doing here? What are you up to? Get out.
Thank you. Okay, pizza, moon, amore. Dean Martin. Yes. Easy. Typewriters? Tom Hanks.
Resident Evil.
What? In the world?
This is cheating. So easy.
Time.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you guys were psychic.
Well, we are starting to finish each other's sandwiches.
Well, whatever it is, living together certainly suits you.
Oh, thanks.
Shit, what's that from? That was actually a line from something. Finish each other's sentences or sandwiches.
Taking Zor-El back to Argo. I guess I haven't been sleeping that well.
Well, maybe Lena can team up with me when she gets here.
No, she's still back east looking for information about her birth.
Brainy took
Whatever she finds brings her some peace, right?
Zor-El back to Argo.
Empathy is your superpower.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Could you please be just a little more adorable? I don't think so.
What do the Super Friends do for fun? I mean, do they even have fun? I want you three to find out.
What do we know about the Super Friends? Oh, I love that they're leaning into this, man.
We need to be number one. Did she fall
Are
asleep?
you fucking kidding? Oh, wow. I mean, it happens.
Sorry. Sleep on your own time, not mine. Go home. You're taking a mental health day. Now you two. You have
Well,
24 hours to get me an interview.
Why don't somebody give me a mental health day? I'll fall asleep at work. You send me home.
I've been monitoring the NCPD scanners about a series of truck robberies. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary until now.
Yeah, that looks normal.
A residue that turns things invisible?
That's an obscura.
Since when do obscurans and metallomites work together?
Maybe what they're stealing is enough to put away their differences.
Invisible splooge.
So far, they've stolen computer boards, motor oil, steel casing,
And from this truck,
ammonium nitrate.
they're building a bomb.
Well, that's not good.
Murder took my bread rule. According to the rules, each child is expected to respect the personal property of their housemates. This is a matter of justice.
This is quite the little monologue from her right there.
Wear power dampening cuffs?
Oh, that's a necessary precaution. I mean, with 10 alien children under my care, their abilities have to be controlled. When Joey gets angry...
Is that or you put him in a government-sanctioned place like Belle Reve or something like that? That'll be great.
I have a big brother too. His name is Jimmy.
Jimmy Swolson.
Would do all kinds of crazy things. Like,
There's something wrong with my brother.
why do you say that?
Last time I saw him, he had dark circles under his eyes. We can infuse our powers a lot. We get sick if we use them too much.
You know, a good friend of mine knows the warden at the prison. She might be able to help.
According to the manifest, that truck was...
Well, that's sad.
1,000 pounds.
I got this. You don't have to wake yourself up.
What the fuck? You
Don't be scared.
don't get your talons into Nia.
I'm so grateful I found you. I need your help. And you need mine.
She's gonna try to earn her trust just like she did with Kara.
We can help each other, Nia. If you get me out of this dream realm, I will have enough power to bring your mother back to life.
Bringing someone back from the dead.
Oh, fuck.
I know imps are powerful, but I didn't know they could do that.
We can,
Now they do whatever the fuck they want.
with some limits. I can only bring your mother back to life for exactly one day.
Oh gosh, get fucked by the owl, man.
No, you can make a steal, but we don't hurt people. You do as you're told, or the one getting hurt is you.
They're being forced to steal against their will.
I mean, she could still see them even though they're invisible with her. She could see them with her X-ray vision. That doesn't make that go away. As a Kryptonian, she can also see it, like heat signatures technically, but
We have a Metalamite who can warp metal, a Taurodine who creates force fields and obscure and has cloaking abilities, and a Dynamorph can unleash energy blasts.
I promised Joey I'd help, and all I did was put his brother in danger. They were threatened. I should have been able to save them.
The only people to blame are those behind all this.
The wise understand by themselves, Nia. Fools follow the words of others.
Don't listen to that.
My mother revered them.
Wisdom lies not in seeing things, but in seeing through them.
Shut up, you ghoul. Nia,
I don't know. The way it talks is creeping me out a little bit.
you can trust me.
What the fuck?
Joey, stop this. Joey, I'm warning you.
He's regenerating.
What are you doing? He's in pain. This is how you treat him?
You may not agree with my methods, but it is my job to keep this place in order and to teach those kids that actions have consequences. Do you think anyone has time to look at what goes on in here?
If you're not going to protect these children, I will.
Had good reason to suspect it had ties to mob boss Bruno Mannheim's Intergang, but never could prove a direct link.
That's it. Cypress Holdings is a front for Intergang. William, you're brilliant. I gotta go. Thank you.
Kara Danvers. She came to see me again.
Interesting.
It's only a matter of time before
Intergang.
maybe you should bring those workers back and we could make up a story and go back to the way it was.
It's too late. The job is done. You won't have to worry about the truth getting out. The alien workers will be dead.
Well, fuck you too. She busting in or just hacking into the feed?
Time to move out.
No one's going anywhere.
You heard the man.
Broken spine.
We're gonna take you back to the prison and explain everything. Let's get you out of here.
I guarantee you now some of them aren't going to want to go. I love how you can still hear the pitter patter.
Please, we just want to help.
Like we haven't heard that before.
Collapsing the building. I've got it.
You want to take us back?
What the fuck?
You don't get it. The system doesn't care. It never has, and it never will.
You're right, I don't know what will happen, but I do know that if you decide to go on the run, that system will never stop hunting you.
Face it, okay? No one wants to help people like me. People like them.
I'm an alien on this planet too. I've seen how hard life can be for the people that the system isn't designed for. How that system can fail those less fortunate. If you come with me, I will do everything in my power to make sure your voices are heard.
Please. Don't let us down.
I won't.
You know, one thing to just kind of mention about this too, and it's just like something that happens kind of often in these shows, is like how you can't tell me these 5 random aliens with these random powers can take on or even inconvenience Supergirl, not to mention Supergirl and Martian Manhunter.
Okay, don't hate me for saying this, but I think Andrea has a point. When Supergirl speaks, people listen. If an interview with her can make people hear the message, I'm all for it.
Sounds like they're kind of talking about the show too. Like a meta way to talk about the show.
I don't know how that security video ended up in my supervisor's inbox.
Is she really gone for good?
Yes, you all deserve to be protected by someone who cares about you.
Orlando!
Come here.
What are you doing here?
Judge Pardon means I'm out. I'm never going back.
Well, now I'm a little misty. Damn it. Almost made it through the whole episode.
You did all this, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. This house needed a guardian angel, and now we have you.
Another Guardian thing. Mention.
Thank you. Of course. But for the first time in a long
I wonder how much wine these they all go through. Because, like, they're always drinking wine. I mean, like, I do it, like, every Saturday. 1 glass, maybe 2. But it's like every scene. It's every scene, almost.
This community needs someone who is willing to fight for them, even when the system isn't listening. I want to be the new guardian. I have something for you. What?
I went ahead and had a suit made. That's a little small for the shield and the helmet and everything.
Open it.
It's the helmet alone.
I reached out to James, and he sent this for you. I don't think there is anyone better fit to be the next guardian.
You know, will we see him at all in this season, I wonder? Maybe towards the end, maybe for the finale.
Except I love you. I will see how you feel after we start your training.
No, he's out there saving the realms from Outworld and all.
You came back.
She came back because she keeps having these dreams and you're just hiding in her head.
As soon as I get out of here and replenish my powers, I'll go straight home.
And if I help you,
Hmm.
we have a deal.
Imps never break their deals. Are you in?
No, I'm betting that was like her last bit of her mom, like her subconscious mom. Ah, damn it. Damn it, Nia. I get it. But come on. Who trusts that person? I know. Anyway. It was an alright episode. It was okay. Again, the generic rando villains beating 2 members of the Super Friends. Or at least horribly inconveniencing them. Was a bit of it was just like funny, like, to me. I definitely couldn't take it seriously. What was being done to them, I could. What was being the plot about them being used, infiltrating this outreach program with the prisons, I get it. I connected with all that, the stuff with the foster home, dug all of that, the stuff going on with Nia, even though I get where she's coming from, and I guess that's the setup that I was talking about from last episode, was I'm not sure where things were going, and I feel like it was setting up Nia for something, and it's got to go somewhere with her depression, and it makes her vulnerable to Nixley, and Nixley's interference, her persuasion, and her charisma stats got to be high as fuck. And she convinced me in the Phantom Zone. She convinced Kara. She convinced everybody, and then it's this down. So yeah, I wonder how that's going to go. Can't wait to see Kelly suit up. I like she took her first steps into her own little vigilanteism. Kara and still standing up for what the paper needs to stand for, you know, not the superficial things that need to be talked about, but the serious, hard-hitting things. And then, you know, there's this like middle road in the world, in the middle of it, where like, if you believe it, if it comes from somebody like Supergirl, people will actually listen to it. So it's just like kind of a meta commentary on the show, because out of all the CW shows, this is the one that's very, very, and not always like in the best, most well-written or even tactful, subtle ways. This show, out of all of them, has always been the most vocal about its politics. Like, and that's one of the things that like got really annoying early on for me. Like, it's not even like subtle, it's not think about it, it's not whatever, it's just really in your face about a lot of things. It almost seemed like a little bit of a commentary. They were like trying to make like this little like pat on the back thing for the show itself. So I thought that was kind of funny. Though it does have a point. They do bring to light some really terrible things in a great way. Like the one episode that comes to mind is I can't remember the episode. It was the one where there was a bunch of hate crimes towards Nia and the people she lives with. Like, that whole episode was really powerful. And there are good episodes every now and then. It's just some, like in the earlier days, like in the middle bits, sometimes the writing is a little like rough. And they're like, season 4, while I really liked season 4, it was very much, it's hard to avoid the direct real world parallels it was making at the time. But they do have these great episodes, these gems here and there. And this kind of is one of them. I wouldn't call it a gem. This is one of those times where they were talking about a serious issue, the exploitation, the hardship of criminals and what they go through, and what crimes, whether they are like morally just or not, breaking the law when that's kind of your only option at times, like not taking things like that into consideration, like the why, the how, the situations at hand, like into consideration, like people that get overly punished for stealing bread because they're living on the street and they're hungry, like that type of thing. Like back in the day, you lob your hand off, but you don't have any money, you can't get no food, it's that or you die. And it's like situations like that should be taken into consideration at times, and it's not always. So it's like, I think we're kind of playing to that, and how like the just talking about the criminal justice system in general, and like the public perception, the general perception about people that are on the inside, no matter what they were on the inside for. If they were in prison at all, a lot of people will just have this stigma on them. He's like, who's going to hire me after what I did? Who's going to like lease a place to me or rent a place to me if I'm just making minimum wage wherever I can get a job? Like, it's like a real concern for people that obviously maybe don't need to be in jail for a long time. Just depends on the severity of what they did, obviously. But in these cases, you know, a case like this, you know, this stuff happens all the time. You could even equate that to people who are just taking up taxpayer money for just having like a little too much weed or something like that. You never know. Like, there's a bunch of stuff clogging up the criminal justice system in America is like ridiculous. With how overpopulated we have, like, you know, all of our prisons and stuff like that, and it's easily exploited. It's its own little industry, and it's a cycle that's, I don't know. It's one of those systemic things that just needs to be touched upon a little bit, quite a bit. But anyway, I don't know if Supergirl is like the pedestal that needs to be talking about it, but it is voicing the concern. And I could give us some points for that for sure. Is there anything else that I'm missing in this episode? Alex and Kelly are cute as fuck in this episode, man. I just gotta say, like, the opening scene where they're doing like whatever that game was, it was like word association, like that whole like interaction between those two. Every scene with those two is like really, really strong, and I really like that. And I just wish Brainy was here to be there for Nia right now, because I feel like she definitely needs it. And I know I guess he's taking Zor-El to Argo, so that's their way of having Jesse Rath out of this episode. So hopefully he's not gone for too long, because if Nia lets Nixley out, it's just going to be a shit show. We'll see how that whole thing goes. But guys, I don't know what else to say about the episode. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure if you want to check out the full unedited reaction, you go check out the Patreon, or you can become a member here on the channel to get access to that as well. Huge shout out to our channel legends, Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, and Yuri Korskov. Thank you guys so much for your support. As always, if you want to talk about Supergirl, any of the other DC shows, Marvel, TV, movies, whatever, come hang out in our Discord channel or join me on my socials. Links to all those are in the description down below, and I will see you guys next week with the next episode of Supergirl. Take care, everybody.